Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I've got a completely new thing to show you. It's actually the horse update for Minecraft 1.6. This is what everyone's been waiting for recently, for the all the horses and the good transport that comes along with it. Also, you get donkeys as well, which can act as pack mules. Or you can have a mule, which when you breed a donkey with a horse, it gives you a mule and you can use that. But then they're infertile, like legit, so it's kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, that's what is in this update. We've got the horses over here, and I'm going to tell you every single feature that they have and all the other things that have been added into the actual game that you'll probably notice. So we'll start off with the horses. So the first thing, as you can probably tell, one of them has got armor on. And this is because you can now have armor on your horses. You put a saddle on as well, so you can control them. And if you have horse armor on, if I go into survival, so game mode S, then if you right click on it, you can see on the on the right hand side, where your hearts are on that same line, you have the horse armor line, so you can actually run around, control on your horse, and he'll be strong because he has his armor on, which is nice, and it's a nice touch. Gives you a bit of strength, and you can actually have a proper battle, or they can have proper protection. To control a horse or start controlling it, what you have to do is to you can either, to take it where you want to go, you can either have it on a leash like I've got here. If you just that's wrong. If you hit this, I think I don't know how to use these properly. If you right click when you've got a leash in your hand, it takes hold of the horse, and the horse should follow you almost perfectly. It's kind of a bit weird because it extends a long time, but it works well, and you can also connect them to things so they don't move too far away from the object that you want to connect it to. So to get control of a horse and to get it to love you with the hearts like every other passive mob, you have to just keep right clicking on it, and it should kick you off a few times while it doesn't want you on there, like that. And then until you just keep doing that until it stops kicking you off, and it'll have hearts around its head, just like every other passive mob when it wants to love you, like a horse, like a wolf, or pigs or whatever. When you try to make them breed or anything like that, it comes up with the hearts and it lets you able to control them. So it does take a few tries, but eventually you will get there, and it works just fine. So let's just see if we can get it to do it with this one. This is taking a lot. There we go. So you saw the hearts, and now if you left shift to get off him, you can left shift. Left shift and right click on the horse, and you can give him all the stuff that you want. So this time I'm going to give him some gold armor, and you can see what that looks like, and it looks very, very nice. I think it's a very nice texture. It's just a shame that it's rubbish, I think. Yeah, so it will be very weak, but it's still relatively strong. And also you can give him some iron armor. And the way that you can create these, I'll show you in just a second. So you come out here, I'll come out here, and I'll show you. You've also got the hay bales as well, which I'll talk about in literally just a second. In here, this is how you should make them. So you always have to have one wool block and, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of the ingots or diamonds that you need to make the horse armor like this. And then you can obviously put it onto your horse. Now with the hay bales, they're just a nice decorative block that you can put into your stables or whatever you want to do with your horses. And to make that, it's literally just 9 wheat in a box like that in a crafting table, and it gives you a single hay bale, which is nice, and it's very good for decoration. But it is quite a lot of wheat, so you're going to have to be careful on that. Now onto the donkeys. This is very cool. I haven't really looked much into this, but what I think you can do is if you just right click on a donkey with a chest, it gives it a chest just like that. And then once you've obviously got it loved and everything with your saddle and stuff on it, you can left shift and right click on your horse, and you can give him some items to carry around with you. So the items that I've got today are going to be a lead, the name tags, which I'll show off in literally a minute, and the new charcoal texture, which has also been added into this, so you can now tell the difference from coal and charcoal, so you can easily stack them into the right stacks that you want, because before it was a little bit confusing. So the name tags, you can come out here, and you need an anvil for this. What you need to do is you go over to the anvil. Let's quickly just change the time, and you stick it into the anvil, and then you can name it just like this. So let's call it Rex. And then you can... Oh, right, we need enchantment. Hang on. Oh, Jesus. Let's go. Before we get raped by zombies. That's... Jesus Christ, that was close. You go into here, put it in this, name it whatever you want. So let's call him Rex. And then you take it out. Like that, and the name tag will be called Rex, and then you can just go over to the animal that you want to put it on, and you can reuse this as many times as you want, and it will have a name above its head of whatever you called him, so you can have it onto any of the animals. And the other good thing is you only need one, I do believe, as you can put it back into the anvil, rename it, and put it onto all the other animals that you want to put it on, like so. And you can also rename any of the animals that you want. Each of these passive mobs and donkeys and whatever, they always have a like a baby version of them. So, and you've also got a 20% chance of a small one being spawned in when you right click. There's also a 10% chance that you'll have to spawn in a donkey with a horse egg, as there is no specified donkey egg, which is a little bit annoying, I think, but it's fine. It works just as well. There you go, you get a little baby one. And also, as with any other mob, you can just right click on the animal itself, and you get an instant copy as a baby version of the horse, just like that. So that's it for the main features of the horse update. The other things that are added are this thing over here, which is a block of coal, and it can be formed like this, and it's actually much more what do you want to call it? It's much better. It's more efficient, that's the one, than the 9 coal that you use to make it. As 9 coal will only create or smelt 72 items, whereas a block of coal will smelt 80. So it's actually better to store it all in blocks of coal and put it in. But the problem is, if you can notice, with 64 items as a full stack, you have to replace that stack afterwards if you want to get those full 80 items that they can smelt. So it's still kind of a little bit strange, as you only really want to use 8 little coal blocks or whatever to just get the most efficient, because then it won't overuse the amount of coal that you need and all that stuff. So, but it's a nice little feature, and it also gives it a nice texture as well. So I quite like that. Now the other things over here is called stained clay, or just clay. It's hardened clay. So what this is basically if you put a block of clay into a furnace, you get hardened clay, and obviously with a block of clay you just put the 4 clay in the crafting table, and that's what you get. So to get that, you just put it in the furnace, and it gives you hardened clay. And now you can stain these hardened clay into any single colour that you get in the relative wool colour. So if you've got orange wool, then you can get orange hardened clay and what have you. So to make that, what you have to do is you have to have 8 of the hardened clay that you want into the lime dye, and it gives you 8 of the stained clay of the colour that you want, respectively. And then here we have also got the carpets which have been added. So there's also 1 colour of the carpets for the respective wool block colour kind of thing. So yeah, that's what's in here. I'm rubbish at this. So there's every single colour that you can possibly want, or even possibly get in wool. So you don't have to. You can just put it on the floor, and you don't have to worry about having a block underneath as a whole wool. If you want a different coloured on the floor, you can just have this, which is the same thickness as a snow layering, which is nice. It's not too thick, and it looks pretty good if you have a full flooring of it, which is very, very nice. So that's pretty much it. Main features. There are a few multiplayer updates to make everything a bit better and smoother running, which is good. You always any bug fixes and updates is always a good bonus. And yeah, so there's, just to let you know, there are 30 different, over 30 different species of horses. So that's also pretty cool. You can get any colour that you want. I like this one the most, I think, out of all of the ones I've seen so far. That one's pretty cool, like the brown and the black on its back. But yeah, and there's only 1 donkey texture, unfortunately, I think. So that does suck, but you know, oh well. So that is pretty much it for this 1.6 update video, the horse update. Any other features that you want to find out about, they will be in the forum that I will post in the description below. And yeah, I've been Jakers, and thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will catch you up in the next video. Adios.